everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS 8 Plus. We do have your extended forecast now. I'm Netta Iranpour, and what you're looking at here, another day of really gorgeous weather. Look at how blue our skies are, and you can see from San Miguel, obviously no clouds in sight. That's the Sweetwater Reservoir coming in clear, the South Bay, as you'll notice, and then that right there, the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, we can see that all the way from our mountains to our beaches. What you'll also notice, of course, along the hills, our foothills, nice green, lush conditions because, of course, we had so much rain. A lot of that is starting to grow and blossom and bloom, and you'll notice plenty of flowers, bees buzzing around. It's that time of year. We do have spring-like weather, actually, for a change. So what you'll notice today, not as cold this morning as it was yesterday. Clear skies for you, as you can see from these live cameras. Now, sunshine in 70s for most of San Diego. Inland valleys, you are in for a treat today. We are warmer. High pressure is coming through. Slightly cooler tomorrow with a little bit of an onshore flow, but then we warm right back up pretty quickly by Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even into Tuesday. Our temperatures are going to be under this ridge of high pressure, so impacted by that, which I'll show you in a moment. For now, as you'll look at this satellite imagery, obviously very clear from the live cameras and from this aerial view as well. And we had a few cirrus clouds early this morning for some of North County, but that has long gone. So there you go, mostly clear all day today. It's already in the 50s, so this being recorded around 9 a.m., 52 in Encinitas, 59 in Fallbrook, 53 in La Mesa. But let's talk about this warm up. Look how much warmer we are already today compared to the same time at 9 a.m. yesterday. We've seen about a 10-degree increase in Ramona, 7 degrees warmer in Escondido, Encinitas, Fallbrook, near Palomar, 80 degrees warmer, 8 degrees warmer, not 80. Looking at your playground forecast, I think a lot of people are off for spring break in certain districts or in town visiting. If you have little ones who want to go wiggle it out at the playground, here you go. By this middle of the day, low 70s. By the afternoon, upper 60s. So you'll just want to have those layers, maybe a sweater to start and then ditch that, and tank tops and t-shirts seem appropriate with sunshine in 70s. Kind of depends on what your tolerance is. Your surf forecast, many people going to the beaches. We saw a lot of our camera views this morning, showed plenty of people jogging, walking along the beach, and surfers, of course, in the water. 1 to 3 footer, so kind of baby waves out there. Low risk of rip currents. It might be a good day to take a surf class if that's something you've been wanting to do. We have a west swell that's coming through. That's going to continue through tomorrow. And then because of the full moon that many of you likely saw last night, there's a bigger change from our high to low tide. So high tide at 10 a.m. up to 4.3 feet, and then low tide goes way low, down to 0.5 feet. So that means you'll have a lot more space at the beach. So all of the water retreats on back. So that might be a good time around 3, 4 o'clock to go tide pooling. A good spot for that, Scripps Pier. Some of the rocks get exposed, which means you can see some of the marine life, the crabs and sea anemone all in the water there. And a lot of that you can see during low tide time when we have that extra gravitational pull because of our full moon. Also a good day for hiking. You can do it all in one day if you do have the luxury of having this Thursday off. From the beach to the mountains, look, 70 degrees at Mount Woodson. A lot of sunshine to go around. And then our other afternoon highs for today, Coronado 68, 66 in IB, a little bit cooler if you are by the coast compared to that 75, looking nice in El Cajon and Santee. These are typically our hotter inland valley locations, so inching your way up to the mid 70s for today, low to mid 70s for some of you in places like Escondido and Fallbrook. And then along the coast, Oceanside, typically a warmer beach location at 68 degrees, Encinitas 62 for today, Del Mar 64. Let's take you now to the mountains and show you Julian, 62 degrees, 50 for Mount Laguna. And then if the deserts are more your thing, well, nearing 80 degrees today. The deserts will hit the 90-degree mark for the first time this year, all because of high pressure that's coming this weekend. So I'll show you that in a moment. For now, let's talk about today and tomorrow. We do have this weak ridging that's happening. That's these upward lines that you see, but watch this low. So there's a low that's bringing in rain to the Pacific Northwest, Northern California, and what that's going to do is bring us a little bit of marine layer cloud coverage. So tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to the marine layer, a little gloomier, a little cloudier than today with all that sun. Saturday morning, likely going to notice the same kind of effect, but then beyond that, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, this ridge builds, this bigger area of high pressure comes on through. Especially Sunday and Monday are warmest days of this warming trend, and temperatures will actually get closer to the upper 70s, all thanks to this high pressure. So you see that clockwise motion right there. That's what clears us from the clouds and brings on those temperatures that heat up. It's not allowing any rain to dive on south because it's nice and powerful there. So if you've missed this warmer weather, thank that ridge right there for it. We are going to get to enjoy that for quite a few days, 4 to 5 days, and then this low comes through. So this big area of low pressure creates this troughing. You'll notice these lines, the pressure gradient getting tighter. That shows higher wind coming with this next round. I don't know yet if this is going to bring us rain. It's still about a week away. But what we're watching for is this big dip in temperatures, the likelihood of stronger winds as well, and the slight possibility of a little bit of rain. Most of the rain will stay to the north of us, but Wednesday, Thursday of next week, that's when things will change, shaking things up a little bit. Obviously, we've been used to that this year. For now, though, we do have a nice stretch, I would say about 4 or 5 days of this milder, warmer weather. Here's a look at the cloud forecast model, and it does show that marine layer coming through tomorrow, but tomorrow afternoon, nice and clear. Saturday morning, again, that marine layer around 8 a.m., and then it clears up for Saturday afternoon. Here's Sunday. So kind of that repeated pattern. Let's also show you the drought monitor. So we typically get an update on the drought every Thursday morning, 5 a.m. Pacific time. And when I watched this from yesterday to today, didn't see a single thing change. So that means our drought has not been impacted in the past week. So we got a little spritz of rain on San Diego on Monday. You may remember that. They didn't affect our drought conditions. We've stayed out of the drought mostly for San Diego. You see all of this gray. That would be a big portion of California now out of the drought, pushing into our region. So as we zoom in closer to San Diego, our eastern slope of the mountains here, and then through the deserts all the way through Brawley, Mexicali, that's where we have the dry to moderate drought conditions. But on the west side, with all of the brush, the trees, the flowers blooming, you can tell we are doing pretty good when it comes to the amount of moisture that we've seen, and that's why we do not have a drought right now throughout most of San Diego. Let's now take you to our 8-day microclimate forecast. Of course, Easter on Sunday on a lot of people's minds. What to do for Easter? Well, anything you do outdoors might be a great idea. Brunch outdoors. I know a lot of people love to do their Easter egg hunts, egg painting, whatever it is. The weather is on our side. So for the next several days, you'll notice just a little dip in temperatures tomorrow by 1 or 2 degrees. May not even feel the change. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the coast, we'll be hovering right near 70 degrees. Inland, up to the upper 70s on Sunday, Monday. We're staying pretty warm on Tuesday. And then, as I mentioned, that area of low pressure will come through. And that's a pretty big drop of about 15 degrees, especially for inland valleys. Comparing Tuesday to Thursday, that's how much that trough could bring down our temperatures and add wind to the mix as well. For now, no raindrops over the next 8 days. Look at the mountains. You're going to get to the 70s for Sunday, Monday, and then the deserts finally, as I mentioned, getting to the 90s by Sunday as the high pressure builds and gets stronger and stronger. So thank you for joining us here. That was your extended forecast. I'm Neda Iranpour, and make sure you keep watching our CBS 8 Plus here on Roku. We have your Zevely zone that you can always check out as well. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.